Well, let me start off and say that I think we beat a really good team tonight. I think that's a good win for our club, and I thought they came in the first half and played just sensational basketball. They shot the ball really well. I thought that we were so concerned with the backdoor cuts and, that we became somewhat passive. We played defense way inside the three-point line and really never gave up maybe one backdoor cut, but at the same time, we didn't have a hand in the shooter's face, and we lost our aggressiveness. And so in the second half, we wanted to, we said we're going to take some. If you get beat backdoor, that's fine. Live with it, but we're going to go get them. We picked our defensive pressure up, changed our defenses 2 or 3 times. I thought got them out of their rhythm, but they were outstanding in the first half. So. Our guys played a great second half, much better defensively second half, and a nice win for our group.
Mark, why did you go back to that zone?
Hold on a second, right there.
Oh, you went back to that zone in the second half, about 9 minutes left, and it really seemed to throw them.
Well, sometimes you have a hunch, you bet a bunch. I don't know that there's any real scientific reason. What I felt at halftime, the discussion I had with my staff was, I thought in the first half Richmond got into a phenomenal rhythm. They just were in their groove, running their offense with precision, making the threes, and we wanted to just keep them off balance. So our plan for the second half was to change defenses, keep them off balance, don't give them a steady diet of one thing. We went to the zone, we went to a little triangle and 2 on the 2 smaller guys. Just to try to not allow them to be in such a great groove like they got in the first half, and so that was kind of our plan at the half, and I thought defensively it helped us a little bit.
What seemed to get Lacey in such a great groove in the first half?
Well, I thought Trevor first half and even in the second half a few times offensively was just phenomenal. And I thought the second half, Ralston, Turner, and Trevor, they kind of played off each other, but those 2 guys, they're the older players in the midst of a bunch of young guys. And they kind of said, all right, it's time for us to step up and make some big shots, which they both did.
I'm sure you've gotten what you wanted so far this year from your guard play. As far as forwards down low, do you want to get them more involved? It seemed at times tonight they struggled. What was your evaluation?
Well, our forwards need to come on a little bit more. Some of it is getting them the ball more, but some of it is when they get the ball, they've got to be more productive. They got to play better, and that's my job as a coach is to get those guys to play at a higher level on both ends of the floor. I thought, especially in the first half defensively, they struggled, but we've got to get the ball to BJ more. BJ's got to work for it a little bit harder. Leonard had some offensive rebounds, and he just can't seem to get it to the basket. And he's got to concentrate and find a way to finish it. Kyle made a couple of nice shots offensively for us. I thought was key. I think Malik Abdul-Abu is a shadow right now of what he can be. And so we got a lot of work to do with those guys. We got a lot of work, and I think they can obviously really help our team. But right now, not playing as well as they can yet this year.
Coach, talk about Barber's composure late. He didn't have the stats today. Do you think he overlooked that well and was able to maintain leadership?
I thought he played pretty good, down the stretch. Made foul shots, took care of the ball. Defensively was really solid. I told him the other day after our game with South Florida, the last 3 minutes of a basketball game, especially a close game, it's the equivalent of watching the NFL quarterback, make a last-minute drive to win the game. All the great ones seem to do it. And a quarterback in basketball, a point guard, that's your time of the game. Last 3 minutes, 4 minutes of basketball game. And that doesn't mean scoring the ball every time, but getting guys in the right spots, making the right decisions, making foul shots. I thought it was much better tonight. Much better tonight than it was the other day.
How'd that only 10 turnovers?
I don't know that Richmond forces a lot of turnovers, so we don't need to take all the credit for that. I just think that's the way they play. Our guys did a pretty good job, taking care of the ball. We had a couple careless ones late, but they're not the type of team that's going to force a lot of them either. I think they're very well coached. I think they're going to win a lot of games. I really do. If they play like they did in the first half, they can play with anybody in the country. So we'll see at the end of the year if this becomes a good RPI win for us. I certainly think it should, because I have a lot of respect for Richmond, a lot of respect.
In the vein of getting different looks in different games, tonight you were able to see a team that had big men that could shoot outside like they did. How was that, and I guess big picture wise, to see that type of team?
Yeah, it's hard to play against for us because there was a couple times where B.J. Anya, the only guy left on the court for him to guard was Klein, TJ, and he plays phenomenal tonight. He had a great game, and he brought B.J. away from the basket. Stepped up, made a couple big threes, had a couple nice drives, and that's going to be hard for us when teams, have put a player in there in that position for us. Because I wanted to leave BJ in for offensive. I thought we needed to get the ball in his hands offensively, but we were at a disadvantage defensively. But I think that's what they're going to do to a lot of people. They're going to do that to a lot of folks, and it's hard. It's a tricky thing to defend.
Coach, how close of a simulation do you think this is for what you would see in a first and second round, Richmond, Boise State?
Good. I think Richmond could be an NCAA tournament team. And Boise, who we've got coming in here, I think they won 24 last year and had most everybody back. And it's an older team, veteran team. It's the kind of games we want to play. They're not games where you can just roll the ball out there and expect to win. Like tonight, we were challenged in a great way. And we're going to see that again on Friday with a really good Boise State team.
Coach, you had mentioned how much you guys have been working on free throws, 18 of 22. You have to be proud of that today.
Well, let me say this. It's not like if we shoot them poorly that we haven't worked on them. We work on them all the time. And I think, maybe we just got that one out of our way the other night against South Florida. I think we have good foul shooters. And, that's the difference in finishing a game out. When you've got a 8-point lead or a 9-point lead and you make every foul shot, it's very difficult for the other team, as opposed to the other night when we basically, I think we went 2 for 8 down the stretch, and every time you miss foul shots, you give the other team a little bit more life. So we'll continue to work on them every day. We shoot a lot of foul shots every day. Pressure situations, we try to create pressure situations. Today, obviously, the guys did a great job.